Alright, so we are off to Best Buy to go buy another hard drive. Now let's see if I can find where they are. You would think they would be with the Apple and computer stuff, but who knows? Here we go. Oh, we got it. And here she is. And then we have all the cables, the USB-C one, and then just the regular USB one, which I don't need because Apple said fuck USB, and they just wanted to make our lives more difficult than they already are. And then it looks like you also get a month free of Adobe Creative Cloud, which is kind of nice, but kind of unnecessary for me because I get it for free from school, but kind of for the other normal people out there, it's kind of like a great bonus that comes with the hard drive. So this is the first hard drive that I bought. It is the only one that I have that is 1 terabyte, and the only one where the only connection is through USB. So this is a LaCie brand hard drive. I don't know the exact model number or anything like that. I kind of just went to the Apple store because I need a hard drive. This one looks good. It's under $100. This looks fine. So definitely not the logic you want to apply to buying a hard drive that will store all of your work, and if something happens to it, you would be screwed. So the reason it is 1 terabyte is because when I was first starting out with photography, I thought 1 terabyte was plenty of space. But the further you get into your career, you're like 1 terabyte is nothing when it comes to space. And then the reason it is USB only is because the computers that we use at school, they are USB, so I thought, why not just get a USB one, and I can easily just get an adapter for my USB-C computer. But then kind of down the line, I realized having to adapt it every time I wanted to use it on my personal computer, which is all the time, was annoying, so that's why I later switched to USB-C. But then on the hard drives, with a gaff tape, I label them. So this one is June 16th through May 22nd, 2019, so it did last for a good amount of time. Obviously, this is, the beginning kind of. So there's a lot of stuff here, and they don't really take up a lot of space as well, because they're still, just getting started. Some of them are just JPEG pictures as well, which you do not want to just shoot JPEG. So yeah, that's why this is the smallest one, and has the biggest time gap as well. And then just kind of like a side note, all my hard drives do have stickers on them, kind of just like my laptop or just anything I could put stickers on. I don't really care, the clean look you get with technology. So I thought, why not customize it, put stickers on it, give it a touch of me, and kind of just show the things that I'm interested in. So it's just a fun way to accessorize them, and also sometimes, tell the difference between them if I do get duplicate hard drives. So this is my second hard drive here. It is a G Drive brand hard drive. Don't know the exact model number again, because I don't really pay attention to these things. Again, with the last one, just went to the Apple store, saw it was 2 terabytes and USB-C, so I thought, looks like a good one. It's also thin as well, so that was kind of nice. So definitely still not the same logic of qualities that make a good hard drive, but it hasn't failed me. G does actually make some good hard drives as well, so it isn't a bad buy. And then kind of like the other ones, stickers everywhere. And then this one, for the labeling system, again with the gaff tape. This is when I shot basketball for my school, so I put the 2018 to 2019. And then for the regular dates for my photos and stuff, this one is June 5th, 2019 through February 28th, 2020. So a smaller time gap between the last one. It does obviously have a terabyte more space, but also this was, filling up more with, the basketball pictures took a lot of space. And then just, I started shooting, concerts a lot more between this gap as well. So definitely, you know, the more stuff I was shooting, the quicker my hard drive was filling up. So the third one here is a LaCie Rugged Pro. This one is also 2 terabytes and USB-C as well. And I did the same thing as the other ones where I went to the Apple store and saw this, but I did know, you know, kind of from, you know, past experience, and if you know anything about hard drives, that this is a good hard drive. One, because of the, you know, the rubber outside, so if you drop it, you'll be fine and it won't shatter. And then two, kind of just, you know, how reliable these LaCie hard drives are. So I did have, you know, some prior knowledge of this hard drive, but again, you want to do your research on hard drives because these things are super important, because if one fails and all your work is gone, you're going to be screwed and it's just not going to be fun to deal with. And then again, this hard drive does have stickers as well. The only reason this one has 2 is because with the rubber outside, you don't really get a lot of real estate on these, so you don't have as much room to work with. And then the reason there's no date on this one is because my last 2 hard drives, you know, the newer stuff on them, I do keep out because, you know, I do go back and forth from moving stuff onto it, deleting stuff, and kind of just, you know, still working on maybe some of that older stuff that's still on this hard drive. And then kind of with, you know, the ones that have the dates on them, you know, they're more set and complete, you know, older stuff that I probably won't really need to work on or, you know, don't really, you know, currently need. So those ones will be, you know, locked away in a safe, nice and secure. So if any, you know, natural disaster may happen, because you never know, or just something were to happen, they would be fine in a safe where nothing could touch them. So, you know, that's why I leave those ones there. And then since, you know, I am still using this one, I don't really want to put a date on it yet. Like I said, I'm still adding and deleting stuff. And sometimes, you know, if I'm currently working on a project, I like to make 2 copies of it. If I need to, you know, clear up some space in my SD card, so I'll put another copy on here. And kind of just stuff like that, because you want to have some backups when you're currently working on stuff. So that's kind of the process that I go through with that. And then the last hard drive here is the one I just bought. It is again a LaCie Rugged Pro, 2 terabyte with a USB-C connection. And kind of the reason I went for this one again was because, you know, having it already, I knew I liked using it. It was reliable, you know, nothing really happened. And then having the rubber hard case as well, you know, in case I drop it, and just kind of traveling and transporting, you know, with school and then just go on trips and stuff. I knew it was pretty reliable, and it's not that much space that it takes up either in your camera bag, so that is nice as well. I already did put a sticker on this one. It is the Apple sticker, so, you know, if you have a lot of Apple stuff, you'll know you have a lot of these stickers lying around as well. But this one, you know, I already am filling it up quite a bit fast as well, because, you know, obviously, you know, as I'm getting more into videos take a lot more space up than photos do. So eventually I'm going to probably have a stack of hard drives like this high, just like 2 terabyte ones. But the reason I go for 2 terabyte is because, you know, I am working, you know, kind of like a lot of stuff, and I don't really want to have a hard drive that's like huge where I have so much stuff on it, where if something were to happen, just all that like terabytes and terabytes of stuff would just be gone. And, you know, obviously, you know, if you try and recover it and you send it out, the bigger the hard drive is, the more expensive it does get, because the more stuff they're trying to recover. So I just like working in smaller cases, like 2 terabytes. I think that's, you know, enough space to work on. I can get a good amount of stuff on it, you know, and it's not too much, or if I lose it, you know, like the whole world would just end, in my opinion. Yeah, that's kind of just why I stick with 2 terabytes. Obviously, you know, other people have different workflows than I do. But that's just, you know, my opinion. Obviously, you can have different opinions, which is totally fine. This is really all up to you. And also, you know, all of these are kind of under 100 as well. So it's not a bad price range either for having like your work that is precious and kind of priceless to you. Being on like $100 hard drive that works perfectly fine is, you know, pretty okay in my book. So that's just why I stick with the way that I do things. And then the organization of the stuff on your hard drive when plugged into your computer is very important as well. Obviously, you want to have your stuff laid out best for you, that fits your workflow and has, you know, maximum productivity time, and where you don't lose stuff, because, you know, when working, you know, professionally, you really do want to make sure you get stuff done in a timely manner, and you don't scramble for stuff. You're like, oh, I lost this file, I can't find it, you know, what do you do? So you just want to make sure your workflow fits your needs the best that you can. I'm not going to show you my workflow, because if you're looking at the layout on my hard drive, you think, how do you find stuff like this? Is just crazy. How do you find stuff like this? Is the work of a mad person, but it's what works best for me. And, you know, it doesn't have to work best for anyone else, because it works fine for me. and I'm just kind of stressing the importance of it because you do want to make sure that you do set this early so your hard drives all look the same kind of file layout wise, and then they just contain different stuff. So you easily know where you can quickly find stuff when switching between hard drives. So hard drives are very important, and you want to make sure you do your research on them and figure out the ones that will work best for your workflow. And kind of just by my little stack here, these ones work fine for me. I'm happy with the decisions that I made for the ones that I got. Obviously, you want to do more research than I did when buying them, and just instead of going to the Apple store and think, this one looks good, under $100, let's buy this. So obviously, do your research. Whatever works best for you, works best for you. You don't need to figure out, you don't need to copy someone else's workflow. It's all about your workflow and how comfortable and safe you feel putting your work on these hard drives. So like I mentioned, your work to you is priceless. So you want to make sure that the hard drive you're putting your priceless work on is high enough standard for you.